Well, this is a crazy situation. How you doing? This is Matrix Law 212. Usually I report the box office every day just until we see what's going on with Ghostbusters. But for the first time, it's 4:40 in the afternoon, and there's no box office report for any of the movies. Wow. I hope this is a good thing, because if they're taking way too long to update the box office, maybe they have a lot of stuff to add, hopefully, with Ghostbusters, with the foreign markets. It would be really nice if we get a big surprise tonight. If not, I just don't understand why it's taking so long. So, all right, no box office to report for any movies besides Ghostbusters. So, anyway, guys, before I go, a lot of people were over and over again making statements over and over and over again. It's almost as if they're not watching my podcast or watching my videos, maybe watching 30 seconds of it. You could say it over and over again, and hopefully you pay attention to this video. I know full well that the theaters make half of the gross. I go to the movies all the time. I'm into this stuff with the box office. I know about the production budget. I know about the marketing budget. I know about all that stuff. So when you keep telling me the same thing, and they're sending me articles, I see every article that comes out because I'm in that job. I look at all of them, and I don't care if 150 people are, like the Hollywood Reporter, are saying that Ghostbusters is a flop, until I see the final figure, period, of Ghostbusters. I'm going to say the same thing over and over again. So, unless I have definitive proof from a final box office tally that shows that Ghostbusters is a flop, if that happens, yeah, I'll admit this is what it does. But I don't have that, okay? It's not released everywhere. Star Trek's not released everywhere. Jason Bourne's not released everywhere. Now the articles are starting about Star Trek. Failure of this. Do you look to see if the movie's released everywhere before you start popping out articles? So you imagine if these organizations like Hollywood Reporter and Variety and all these people, I'm not saying they do, but you imagine if they hated a movie and they wanted it to be destroyed and they wanted to control the whole market and do what they want. Because if they do an article, everybody's going to copy off them and do an article. So they'd be able to run everything, wouldn't they? They'd be able to influence everyone and trick everyone, because everybody will copy off them, making multiple articles about the same thing, switching the words around. It's a really scary thing when you think about it. And it goes to show everything's like copy-paste or whatever, because nobody's having their individual thoughts and opinions. They're copying it off of that original person. So when they make stupid articles, and I can't believe most of my sources I see are doing this. They're like, Sony changes, the direction, and they're going with the animated as a backup plan. First of all, the animated were always announced before Ghostbusters came out. It's the animated series that they're going to do and an animated movie, okay, within 2018, 2019. So you can't lie like people were not paying attention and say, now this is what they're going to do because the movie's a flop. They're trying to use that as an argument to say, oh yeah, this is their backup plan, to try to prove that Ghostbusters is a flop by twisting an article that came out months before the movie was released and try to use that as evidence that the movie failed. It's pathetic. It's pathetic that all of them are doing it. Only I know because I'm paying attention. I'm sure some other people know too, because Dark Horizons had reported they were going to do an animated movie, an animated series. But then they do an article that try to make it like now they just created that idea to do the thing because the movie flopped. That's not the case. So I got to tell you, when everything is said and done, and if it is true the way I think it's going to be, that Ghostbusters is not going to be a flop, I'm just going to have to write down all these places that did this, because it may happen again. It may happen again. And I've never seen this in my life, how everybody's hating on one movie like this. But it's going to happen again, where they're going to get used to the idea that they could control the flow of the box office or influence people's opinions. And they're going to crap all over other movies they wanted to fail. And we as the people need to stop and have an open mind and not listen to these subliminal messages and these stupid articles trying to push us in a direction they want us to go. So that's it. Take care. Bye for now.